Times the South African champion, a big fat Manchester City fan is Shito. He's only tiny, 1 meter 64, 5'5". One of the few in this field that's shorter than Nada. A lot of people focusing on Nada here, interested to see how he goes in his first race of 2026. Of course, the European Championships in Birmingham in August, the big goal for him this year. A fallow year for many of the world's athletes outside of Europe, the Commonwealth. Wait for it, wait for it. The pace, by the way, due to be 60 seconds per lap through to 800. We're looking for a time at 1K of about 2:31, which should put them on schedule if it's held through the middle laps for something around 7:30. The meeting record is 7:44. That's very vulnerable by Tuali of Bahrain. That was 2018, all of 8 years ago now. And the pacemaker here has gone out at a nice, steady tempo, holding it together pretty well. Is Vukovic, who's looking to take him through 400 in around 62 seconds, it says here, but then 800 in 2 minutes. I think they're expecting him to run a 58-second lap, second 400 metres segment, which would be a bit harsh. But Nada up there in 4th place, effectively in 2nd place from those who are going to run the full distance. Garma is there as well, Emias Garma, 21-year-old Ethiopian with a best of 7:41. That was from a couple of years ago. He's better known as a 1,500-metre runner. He's got a pretty tasty 800 as well. He might be quite tough competition here for Nada, Hannah.
We've already seen a Portuguese national record in the women's 1,500 with Alfonso, and I think these athletes will be delighted with this aggressive pace. And they have spread out. I think there could be a second pack kind of gathering with the likes of Henry McLuckie and Craig Ingles, and we'll have to see how they progress. But we're going to look at some of the early jumps from the men's long jump. Brazida Saraboyakov, eventually that European indoor title. That was wonderful in Apeldoorn, and that's a lovely start from the Bulgarian. He was beaten by Falani already this season in Paris. A pair of them were over 8 metres. Saraboyakov and Falani, both horizontal jumpers and vertical jumpers, and Saraboyakov very good at the triple jump as a junior as well. Both of them cashed through this long jump as they were from teenagers all the way now through to seniors. 8:02 for Saraboyakov to take an early lead.
Well, they've got a 458.1, 800 here. They're going through in 1:59.22. Vukovic at the front end of this race. He's done a great job. Exactly what they wanted. 1:59.22. Garma in 2nd place, 1:59.9. So they're moving along at a very, very healthy clip. Nada, the world champion, still in 4th place. The second pacemaker behind Garma there, who obviously hasn't read the script. He's ahead of one of the pacemakers, sandwiched between them as Vukovic moves aside. The big man in blue has done a very good job. 2:31 at 1,000, perfect.
That's really, really impressive. Great pacemaking. And now we're going to see Soki swing round to do 27 for his first jump.
Well, they got to 1,200 and 3:03. That lap prior to that point was about a 61.5, so it slowed a little bit here, Jogi. The rest of them moving through nicely. Adisu of Ethiopia was in 2nd place in the all red. Garma 3rd, Nada 4th. Close contact, well, close attention being paid by them. Shite back in 5th place for South Africa. Don't think he's ever run a 3,000 indoors, Shite, but he is a very useful 1,500-metre man, 3:35, 3:54 miler. But this is this quick tempo is keeping it very, very neat and tidy for these athletes. Arese of Italy moving up around the outside in that sort of print strip in 6th place at the moment. And they've gone coming up towards 1,600 metres, effectively almost a mile. The time there doesn't stop, actually, but we got 4:06 on our monitors here, on our computers. 4:06 for 1,600 metres. They've been averaging 61.5 for the 400 metre segments. Hannah, that's about 7:40 pace.
Yeah, they've slowed slightly in this 2nd kilometre, haven't they? We'll get a look at it for real when we come through in not this lap, but the next lap after that. We'll get the 2 kilometre split. But you can tell as well by the way that the field is bunching up here. And even for someone like Arese, he's got a great sprint finish. He's a brilliant 1,500 metre runner. I think the fact that we saw the Italian gliding through the field, that was perhaps the first indication too.
Well, it slowed dramatically, this race, between 1,600 and 2 kilometres. 5:10 at 2K, having been, 4:06 at 1600, so they ran a 64 for what would have been an outdoor lap, 2 laps here. Nada hits the front now and in control. I think he probably felt it was just getting too slow. It's a shame because for quite a few laps it looked like they were on 7:30 pace, but Chite of South Africa and Ficado are up there paying attention to Nada, who I think in this sort of race should dominate. He's well capable of kicking away off the front end. A little glance over his shoulder there. Heymans moving up down the outside is looking good. The Belgian, 28, rolled into 4th place ahead of Adessu. But Nada looking relatively untroubled for me with 6 minutes on the clock. 3 laps to run as they come through this time.
Well, if they want to go to those World Indoor Championships in Turin, it's 7:33 to go automatically, and then it does matter what your time is. And when you've got some of those tracks around there and elsewhere in the world that produce phenomenally fast times, I wonder if Nada is just trying to keep this race moving, trying to get as far into the 7:30s as he can, because he's got to trust his sprint finish, and perhaps he wants to show off his fitness a bit more today, rather than just rely on a big old burnout.
Well, on paper, Nada is a class apart from this field. He has a personal best of only 7:53 from Madrid, 4 years ago. He's going to smash that, but I'm not sure if he's going to get into very far into the 7:30s here. He's still got company. He's got a race to win here yet now with these 4 away. Adessu leading the chasing pack as Nada still leads from Germa, who has been right up there throughout the race. And he looks pretty easy for me. Germa, we heard the bell that time. Nada has the speed, surely, to kick away off that. They have got a lap to go this time. I thought I heard a bell just now in the background. That was a bit previous. This is the bell. That's more like it. Could have led to a disaster, that. But Nada now winds it up. Suddenly cranks it up another couple of notches and eases away. And in the space of about 60 or 70 metres, glancing over his shoulder, he's opened up 7 or 8 metres down the back straight. Now Chite kicking hard. Could he catch Nada here unawares? I don't think so, but Nada works into the home straight. Chite coming back at him like a rocket hit down the home straight. Nada wisely takes a glance over his shoulder there, wins by a metre. 7:38, it is indeed a meeting record for Isaac Nada by some 7 seconds or so, well over 7 seconds, about 7.5 seconds, and a massive personal best for the Portuguese. A nice blowout that for Isaac Nada. I got the feeling, Hannah, he could have gone many seconds quicker. He had a bit more company in the middle of the race. He was leading from about 2,000 metres. But just a good workout for the World 1500 metres champion. His first race of this indoor season. Massive personal best. Job done. And he can now look confidently at these next few weeks before heading to the World Indoors, assuming he sticks to the plan to run those